Wait. Oh. 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 Hey. Hey, everybody. I had to get some things ready for the review. I see the camera decided to start without me. Jerk. Anyway, welcome to the review. And I know this is kind of early for me to do this, but, I mean, I don't know, folks. I mean, since I've been away for so long, I decided to have a little catching up to do. You know, in order to wrap up this Asian month until July. And speaking of July, I had to correct myself of what I said on my last review. I said he was coming over in June. I meant he coming in July. Sorry, sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I get confused. So, the Merc with the Mouth is going to be coming over in July. So, time to get the chimichangas ready. But enough about July. Let's talk about the one that we're going to review for the day. Now, this is something I hardly review, but this is a romantic comedy Korean drama. A soap opera, to be precise. And what sort of a Korean drama I'm going to be reviewing for you today? Well, believe it or not, this is the one that got me thinking about my girlfriend. And it's none other than Secret Garden. Now, believe it or not, this is the show it got me thinking about my girlfriend. And Rose, if you're watching this, this is the one. This is the one that got me. Now, what's it all about? This one's in Korea, so we had a hard time trying to get the subtitles. Because later Asian films these days, they don't use dubbing anymore. Of course, there are some with dubbing, but most of it is just all subtitles because now people decided to just read what they're talking about. And here are the characters. Now, we got this boss who owns a clothing store. And he goes by the name of Kim Joo Woon. Kim Joo Woon. And that's him right here. Now, he's afraid of being in elevators. That's why he always takes the stairs. And then he comes across this beautiful girl. This beautiful girl who is actually a stunt woman. She's done a lot of action films and a lot of stunts. I mean, heck, she does a lot more stunts than the actress who's starring in any action film. And this is her right here. I can't pronounce her name, but this is her name right here. Gil Ra-Im. Gil Ra-Im. Now, him and her, when they both first met, she finds him to be arrogant and annoying, but he finds her lovely and very interesting. But of course, there's one person who always gets in the way. And it's his cousin, Asak. Now, who he is, Asak, he's a famous pop diva. Well, not a pop diva, because he's a woman. He's a pop star. And all the girls are crazy over him. And of course, Gal, she's a huge fan. And Kim hates that. Heck, he tries to block him every time he shows up to see her. But of course, here's one thing that he starts to notice. That that Gal's boss, who goes by the name of Am Jung-sun, and that's him in the middle, he's the boss, and he has feelings for her. but he never tells her. He just sees her do her stunts and then just tells her, good job. And of course, there is one person who always gets in their way. Yeon Sol. And that's her. Now, in her story, she's a preppy rich girl. She was once a low-class girl, and she was working her way up to being one of the high-class people. And she has a history with the pop star. But it was in the past. And she keeps going after Kim here and wants her out of the way. But throughout the entire show, Yeon starts to discover that Kim really likes Gil. So, trying to patch things up with the pop star. As for I'm, who's the boss, he starts to find somebody new in his life. But the most crazy thing happened here is that Kim and Gil, they went into an abandoned forest, and there was a warehouse, and there was an old lady who is offering them food and this special drink. Tells them that do not drink this stuff until midnight. But Kim and Gil, they drunk it, and here's the next thing happened. Boom. Their soul's been switched. So now, Kim is in Gil's body, while Gil's soul is in Kim's body. And things are getting really, really, really awkward. Oh yeah, and Gil's sister works in the clothing store that Kim owns. So now they're trying their best to pretend to be what they're not by being in their bodies until they finally get back in their own bodies. It's just every time when it rains outside, their souls get switched back. But when it rains again, another switch. Another rain, another switch. You know, that would have been really funny if that ever happened between me and my girlfriend. Of course, she works as a maid in Saudi Arabia. And I really hate really hot countries. And she works really hard. Anyway, I always tell her to do not work too hard and be careful. Anyway, back to the story. And then here's the biggest problem of all. Kim's mother. She's a high-class woman who really don't like Gil because she looks at him like a low class. You see, in the society of the Koreans, there are these class barriers that they have problems with. We used to have class barriers here in America, but now they treat celebrities like royalty. Anybody who's an actor or a superstar, they're more respected than than any rich millionaire. Even though Bill Gates and, well, I would say Steve Jobs, but he's gone. Most people, now those people became rich because they were really, really smart. And they invented things. Except for the Kardashians and the Hiltons. They only got rich because they didn't do anything. They're just rich. Kind of like the royal family. I mean, heck, there are certain classes in England, but now that's been abolished. So now the latest royal family just married a common girl. And that's a big step on a big change. But in Korea, they always look down to the low class. Anyway, and of course, here's the thing. Kim's mother, always trying to make Gail's life so miserable by offering her a deal to stay away from him and never talk to him. But Kim, he doesn't listen to his mother, and he has a problem with her. And she does threaten him. If Kim doesn't go to Gail, she would sell out the store that he works at, and he won't be working as a manager ever again. In-laws, you know? This is why I hate in-laws, especially the high-class types. Every time when I see them doing something bad or something horrible, it just makes me want to yell out, "Drop dead already!" D! But anyway, oh, and sorry about I get carried away when it comes to people who piss me off. Well, certain characters. But trust me, the only people who do piss me off is people who do crimes and gets away with it. Like O.J. Simpson. And it's not because he's black, it's because he got away with murder. That's it. Anyway, back to the story. Right now, I mean, the whole story was so heartwarming and really funny and very emotional. And here's the biggest shocker of all. It turns out that Kim here, the reason why he had a phobia to elevators is because when he was a little kid, there was a huge fire happening to the building and he got stuck in the elevator. And the elevator was about ready to collapse. And Gail's dad showed up as a fireman and saved his life. While at the same time, Kim's father met Gail as a little girl and saved her life from drowning. So now the mother figured out why he's so attached to her somehow. It's because of that. And she tries to end it. But to make a long story short, they ended up together. They didn't care who tell him what to do, what not to do. And of course, his pop star cousin helped them out. Because he thinks they deserve each other. Along with Yun, who decided to help them too. Isn't that nice of those two? And they decided to start a life by themselves. The pop singer and Yun. So this here is Secret Garden for you. And believe it or not, the show got so popular that they decided to do a parody out of it. And guess who's starring the parody? The K-pop band called Big Bang. That's their name, Big Bang. These are, they are Korean pop boy bands. And they call themselves the Big Bang. Pretty famous in Korea. And one thing that they did, oh boy. They made a parody, and here they are dressing up as the characters. Oh, gee. Oh. And it's a little creepy seeing them dressing up as the girl. Oh, boy. Especially one of them who dresses up as Kim's mother. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. That's how popular it was. And you can easily find it on YouTube. They did a video of this parody with the Big Bang playing the characters. Or do what Grandma and I do. Watch the show itself. It lasted for like 1 season, but it was very, very popular and really good. And that there is Secret Garden for you. Well, anybody who likes this review, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe. And, on my next review, I'm going to be reviewing some Japanese sci-fi superhero movies. If some of you remember my review of Starman, well, it turns out I found there are 2 more Japanese sci-fi superhero movies. And I think this review is going to be a double review. Because I couldn't review them separate. It wouldn't be long enough. So I'm going to review both of them together. So, stay tuned. And, arigato. Or, wait a minute. What's the Korean word for thank you? Maybe I'll find it somewhere. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you soon.